Hi, this is Chris Miller. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Alibi Security, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to set up and install your cloud-enabled cameras on the Alibi Cloud VS Solution. Now, you guys may be wondering, what is a marketing guy doing here talking to us about how to technically set up cameras in a solution? Well, the product managers figured that if a dumb marketing guy can help you guys set up these cameras, then it must be really, really simple. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we get started, there are a couple things we need to know. As we look at enabling these cloud-enabled cameras onto the network, we need to make sure that the local network we install these on has an internet connection. It's very important. We're trying to get video directly to the cloud, so therefore we need a connection to the cloud through a local internet connection. We'll want to use the router or a switch in order to connect the cameras to it, and you'll want to choose based on how many cameras you're connecting at any given time. I'm going to use a switch today, because I'm going to connect 4 cameras to the solution. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to make sure we have all of our gear available. We've got our cameras, we've got power supplies, and then we've got network cable. Okay? That means we're ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover 3 core things as part of this video. We're going to cover, number 1, how to set up and attach a wireless or Wi-Fi camera to the Alibi Cloud VS Solution. Number 2, we're going to go through the process of connecting a PoE or wired camera to the solution. And then finally, we're going to go into the software, the desktop client and or the mobile application, and we're going to show you guys how to recognize and activate those cameras on the cloud solution. All right, now we're going to go through the process of connecting the wireless or Wi-Fi camera onto our local network. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that the camera has power. So we're going to hook up our power source and we're going to plug it into the back of the camera. There's also a network port on the back. We're going to connect our network cable to that. And then I'm connecting it into a switch because I'm going to be hooking up more cameras than my router will allow me to connect to it. That's as difficult as it is to get that wireless camera onto the network. And what's really important is that we hardwire that Wi-Fi camera into the switch or the router, because the network will not be able to recognize it wirelessly. It only recognizes it initially when it's hardwired into the back of the camera. All right, now we're going to go through the really simple process of connecting your wired or PoE camera to the network. We'll take our network cable, plug it into the switch, take the other end, connect it into our network connection on the cable. Now this camera is ready to go. We don't need a separate power supply because it's a PoE camera. It draws all the power that it needs in order to operate and function directly over the Ethernet or network cable. So now we've got all of our cameras set up and connected to the local network. They're all hardwired in, as we mentioned before, with our network cable. Even the Wi-Fi guys cannot be recognized unless they're hardwired in. We've got power running to the cameras that need power. Our PoE camera is ready to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we find all these 4 cameras in the software user interface, get them activated on the cloud so they can start streaming video directly to the cloud. And the final step will be showing you how we connect these Wi-Fi cameras directly to the Wi-Fi network.
Now that we have the 4 cameras attached to the network, we're going to go into the software interface and find those cameras on the network and activate them on our cloud. As you can see, I've gone in and downloaded the Alibi Cloud VS desktop client. You can see it on my desktop right here. We have a desktop client and a mobile app, and the addition of cameras can be performed on both. I'm just going to use the cloud client for this example. So we're going to double click on it. It will take us to a login screen. This login information is obviously very important. For you, if you're a dealer, you will get this information from your customers. So before you go on site to install and activate the cameras, make sure you ask your customer to have the password and the email address handy so you can get on site, log into the system, and help them add and activate the cameras. Once you enter the email address and password, you go ahead and log in. This will load up the client software, get us ready to find those cameras that we just added in the previous part of the video. First time you log into the client software, it's going to take you to a wizard. We're going to click Start Wizard. It's automatically going to take you to the network identification screen. As you can see here, we've got all 4 of those cameras that we had just attached to the network showing up in our software, which is awesome. We know that 3 of them were our little cube Wi-Fi cameras. Those are the first 3 listed on here, and the 4th one is the Bullet PoE camera. We're going to go ahead and connect the PoE camera first. So we clicked Auto Connect. Right now the system is speaking with the camera, looking to make sure it has all of the cloud-enabled software as part of it, and it will then add it to the account, which means it'll be ready to start streaming video live to the cloud. Again, when we talk about the Alibi Cloud VS, it's a truly bridgeless system, so the video connection is from the camera to the cloud. So the firmware is an important part of it. As it's looking out there, it's looking for that software so it can add it to the account and make sure streaming is possible directly to the cloud. And there you go. The PoE camera has been successfully connected to the cloud. So in this instance, we're going to go and click Next. We can name the camera. Click Next. And then Finish and go live. This will take us to our live view screen, where it will start pulling the video directly from the camera into the user interface so we can see it. And there's a lovely video view of our office. So now that we've got the PoE camera up, let's go through the process of connecting the wireless or Wi-Fi, because the PoE camera is now officially attached. It's ready to roll. It's streaming to the cloud. There are a bunch of settings and schedules and notifications that can be dealt with over here on the left menu, but for now our goal is to strictly go in and add those Wi-Fi cameras. So we're going to go back to our main dashboard screen. As you can see, I just click on dashboard. It takes you a nice summary of your account. Under status, we're going to click on add new camera. And now the display shows us the 3 cameras that we have not yet added to the account, which are wireless cameras. So we're going to click Auto Connect. Software is going to go out, ping the camera. Again, these cameras are hardwired. Don't forget, these are hardwired into the network initially while we're connecting them. So we are talking to the camera, checking the firmware, making sure it's got all of its cloud-enabled properties required to connect directly to the cloud. All right. Now we've got our wireless or Wi-Fi camera successfully connected. It's hardwired in. Now we need to take the next step of naming it. We'll finish and go live. We'll go back to our main dashboard here, into the zone where we can see it. It'll be pulling into our new layout here since we have multiple cameras, and I refresh the zone. And now we have our cloud camera up. Now, the thing that we need to remember is even though it's connected, it is not yet on the current Wi-Fi network. So for this to be a truly wireless camera and something that we can unplug from the network, we need to get it ported over to the Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to go into the settings, which is right next to this view on the left-hand side with the gear button. I'm going to click on that. It opens up a whole new settings menu. with many different settings. I'm going to go down to network on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go look at the current Wi-Fi. Right now we are not connected to Wi-Fi. We want to go ahead and choose the Wi-Fi network that we want to add it to. Click connect and enter our Wi-Fi password. Click on connect again, and it's switching over to the Wi-Fi network. This is going to make a wireless connection with your local Wi-Fi network, which means that after this is connected, we're then going to be able to unplug that network cable from the camera and then move that camera wherever we want to, in the office, in the house, in our retail shop, and it will be communicating with and streaming directly to the cloud over that wireless connection. We are officially connected to Wi-Fi now. So if I wanted to, I could walk over, disconnect the network cable, and that camera would remain online and be streaming directly to the cloud. I'm going to go back to the dashboard view here and see both of those cameras are up online. So we've connected a PoE camera, we've connected a wireless camera, got them both to be identified on the network, gone into the desktop client user interface, added them both to the solution, the Alibi Cloud VS, and additionally with the wireless cameras connected it to Wi-Fi so we can disconnect that cable and place it wherever we want. Now, to add additional Wi-Fi cameras, we're going to go back to our dashboard view. Under Status, click on Add New Camera. We've got 2 remaining wireless or Wi-Fi cameras that we have not yet attached to the cloud solution, and we will follow the same process to connect them to the cloud solution and then move them over to the Wi-Fi network.